So all the students in the past year have been really great. They've been really nice and a lot of warm welcomes that carried from the fall over to the winter into the spring sports. And obviously spring was cut short. But I got to meet a lot of the coaches and I knew a lot of the athletes already who have played sports in the other seasons. But even in the past year, I feel like I've gotten to know the students very well and the staff very well. And some of them I even feel like I've known like their whole high school career, which is awesome. I love just hanging out with everybody every day, and it's staff and the students as well. And it's so weird now with everybody wearing masks and like there's no more like high fives or like fist bumps. Like it's always just hi from like across the hall.
So Trainer Dre, I love him. He's a great guy. Whenever we're around him, it's always a good time, even when you're doing things that aren't so enjoyable, like some of the physical therapy.
My best memory with Dre, I think, is probably last year before a game. He was taping me, and in the background he had a show on Netflix called Naruto playing.
I always see him in the locker rooms before football games. He's taping, my wrist up, other people's wrists, other joints.
And I thought it was really great and really funny that he had a show playing on in the background. It brightened the mood, and I thought it was really fun.
Dre has a ton of sunflower seeds in the back of his office in the closet. He's got all different flavors. Taco Bell seasoning is one of them. It's great. And it always makes the time doing physical therapy with him more enjoyable.
Dre is an amazing photographer. His Instagram is always filled with like really cool pictures that are really well edited. Like he took pictures for the girls soccer team at their state championship, and it's just great for like us to have those in memory of that great game.
Photography has been kind of a hobby for the past 5-6 years. It started off as mostly a hobby. After I graduated college, I was working as a personal trainer in a small gym, and the owner one day just handed me his camera and said, "Hey, can you do me a favor and just take some photos of the classes and the members while they're working out so we can post them on the website?" And like as soon as I picked up the camera, it just like was there, and I picked it up right off the bat. I taught myself everything I know. Like I watched hours and hours of YouTube. I didn't go to school or anything. I never took any photography classes, but everything I learned was self-taught. And just like over time, I just developed more and more of a passion for it. Because growing up, other than playing sports, I was a pretty creative kid. I like to draw a lot. And this is like my new way of getting my creativity out. Soccer is a really good sport to photograph because some sports are just really fast. And for example, like volleyball, the ball is moving so fast, it's hard to keep up. But soccer is great because it's a big enough field where you get a big view of everything. And at the same time, the ball may be moving fast, but it's moving longer distances, so it's a lot easier to follow the movement. And I definitely, whenever I take photos of soccer, I try to get a lot of photos of the goalies because they're always, if there's no action near them, they're kind of just standing around. And then when there is action, like the photographers are always just taking photos of the people shooting the ball and never like the goalies. So I always try to make sure I get photos of the goalies.
A short little memory I have with Dre was when I was at my semifinal soccer game during our state tournament, and it was really cold, just like so bitter and like windy and freezing, and I came off at halftime like shaking, and Dre gave me his hand warmers even though they're the only ones he had.
I think the thing I am most looking forward to is just having a spring season. Because obviously last year was my first year, and with COVID and quarantine, it got cut short. And I had maybe 2 days of the spring season, and I saw like one girls lacrosse practice and one boys lacrosse practice, and then everything got shut down. So I think I'm just looking forward to seeing everybody, softball, baseball, all the spring sports. And then I've worked personally with a couple of the athletes who have had more traumatic injuries, and I have yet to see them get back on the field. And so that's what I'm looking forward to as well, just seeing them through, from the time they get injured all the way to back to playing.